The year is 1914, marking the end of the Second Industrial Revolution, with many creations like the assembly line and the automobile. However, there were many environmental impacts such as deforestation, air pollution, water pollution, overpopulation, smog, and acid rain. The burning of fossil fuels has proved to be the largest contributor to global climate change and has accounted for the majority of greenhouse gases emissions and carbon dioxide emissions, which is a direct cause of global warming. The use of CFCs is commonly found in spray aerosols, refrigerators, and air conditioners causes ozone layer depletion, which has left a hole in the ozone layer for years that can harm humans. Many environmentalists around the world try to raise awareness about the environment. People like Greta Thunberg and Leonardo DiCaprio, who became a UN messenger of peace and made a documentary called Before the Flood that discusses the dangers of climate change and possible solutions. Even Hollywood has tried to raise awareness through kids' movies like The Lorax, Rio 2, and Ferngully: The Last Rainforest. The Lorax shows the expansion of companies and the affect their products and expansion impact the animals of the area and how it reduces natural resources. Rio 2 shows the effects deforestation has on the animals around the area. And Ferngully does the same. Most government officials don't believe that climate change is real.
Experts believe by 2083, in 70 years, the benefits of climate change will still outweigh the harm. A
bunch of scientists who feel that this is a problem and that maybe we can do something about CO2 emissions. Back in the 70s, a lot of scientists felt we were moving toward an ice age.
An ice age caused by climate change sounds familiar. Despite how scientifically unrealistic this movie is, one line is true.
The cost of doing nothing could be even higher. Our climate is fragile. At the rate we're burning fossil fuels and polluting the environment, the ice caps will soon disappear.
The ice caps are beginning to melt, and the continuous use of fossil fuels has caused the ice caps to melt. When it comes to solutions, we have found alternatives to fossil fuels such as solar energy, wind energy, hydroelectric energy, and nuclear energy. However, nuclear energy is extremely dangerous and with one accident can do more harm than good. The Chernobyl disaster is an example of this. It even affected the wildlife around the area. Animals became mutated and were unable to reproduce, and in just 6 months after the accident, no animals remain in the area. Another main contributor to climate change is food waste. It may not seem like a big deal, but the production and transportation of food generates significant CO2 emissions, and when food ends up in landfills, it generates methane. Both CO2 and methane are the top climate change emissions that impact the environment. The movie WALL-E shows us that food waste and waste in general could lead to our downfall, and that all it takes is a person or company to lead us into space to find a new home. A new home in space. Luckily that'll never happen, will it? In all seriousness, we're beginning to see the effects of our actions with few crops, large amounts of carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas in the atmosphere, sea level rise, and growing temperatures through the years. Unless we want reality to be like the movies, it's time we make a difference. It's time we stand together and change our ways.